So, thank you for joining us for Community Conversations. Today, we'll be talking about vaping and marijuana. My name is Erica Fernandez, and
My name is Alma and Erika.
so, Alma, in the community, we get a lot of questions about vaping. Like, what is it? How is it bad for our youth? Why are so many youth using vaping? It just seems like it came by and attacked our kids, and it's just all over the place. It's so popular, I guess, and like the cool thing for kids to use. So, what do you usually tell parents when they ask those things?
That's a very good question, and we do get a lot of parents asking. And basically, it's the not knowing. Parents are not informed, and so I always remind them to think back about prior to COVID, we had um, all this information on the news about kids landing in the hospital with popcorn lungs, and they didn't know where it was coming from until they, found out that it was due to vaping. So I think that informing our parents about the risk, everything that's associated with the vaping devices, everything that's in it, all the chemicals that are in it that are affecting. So they're not just vaping nicotine or marijuana. The most popular thing that we found that youth are vaping is marijuana.
Yeah.
So the THC levels, just to begin with, are really high, and so that affects their brain development because we already know that their brain doesn't fully develop until around the age of 25. They say women's brain develops faster than men. Um, I don't know that for a fact, but I just really think that if kids knew the risks associated with the use of marijuana, um, they would be less likely to experiment with
Want
it.
to use, yeah. Usually, I also tell the parents, if you look, like if you Google or whatever it is, research all the chemicals that it takes to extract the THC from the actual marijuana plant to make it into a liquid or an oil to be able to be vaped. All those chemicals that they're using, they have known for years to cause cancer in long-term use. So if those chemicals alone cause cancer, why would somebody want to vape a liquid into their lungs that has a chemical that causes cancer? So it's like just looking at all these chemicals. So just the parents being aware of all the bad chemicals that are in the vaping liquids and just talking to their children about that. Like, is it really healthier to vape than to smoke cigarettes or marijuana? Like that, I usually tell parents that.
Another thing that I think that parents should know, Erica, is that it's really important that whenever their kids are experimenting anxiety or stress, that they are equipped with the tools, healthy habits, because a lot of times they will self-medicate because a friend told them, "Oh, you know what? I smoke pot for my anxiety and it really helps," or "I can't sleep at night and marijuana really helps." And so they start self-medicating instead of really looking for help. So I think it's really important that as parents, we know our kids better than anybody else. So if we see they're experimenting anxiety, depression, we need to get help for them. Maybe go to a school, maybe go to their primary care doctor, look for mental health services so that we can help them. Because if we don't, um, they're not just going to have a mental health condition. They're going to have a problem with addiction because they're self-medicating with a substance.
Yeah, exactly. And as parents, I think, teaching them coping skills is one of the best things that we can do. And that can be like a good way to start that conversation. Like starting that conversation of like, hey, like what have you heard of vaping? Or does anybody at school have you seen that happening at school or something like that? And then just kind of, maybe helping them play scenarios like what would you do if they offer you that and see what if they have any coping skills. And if not, that would be the opportunity to tell them like, this is something you can do. Like if you're stressing about a test or in life or whatever it is, then give them the options of what are things they can do.
A lot of times, as parents, we need to create a comfortable space for our kids. And so it's really important that when we're going to have a conversation with our kids about whatever topic, that we have an open communication so that they feel comfortable talking to us. And so I think that it's important, that when and if we see something that they're experimenting with, that we don't get mad and start yelling. It's just really important that they feel like you really care, that your undivided attention is there for them. So, of course, you're not going to be on your phone while you're trying to talk to them, because what message are you giving them?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think that feeling that support from you, because I mean, at the end, as parents, we are their biggest advocates. And if there is something that we need to help them with, whether it's finding the correct information of, what vaping, marijuana, and tobacco can do, then, who's going to do it better than us as parents?
Thanks again for joining us in our community conversations. I hope you found this information helpful. If you need additional information, please reach out to your child's school, your child's doctor, and if not, you can look us up online.